gather one, gather all, come one, come all, folks, for the K.O.E. Nation is here to bring you the topics and the discussions of the day, folks. Let's get right into it. So, Vaush has openly advocated for violence against those who he politically disagrees with. You're thinking, no way, gotta be hyperbole, right? That's not the case. Well, folks, unfortunately, that is the case. I mean, just monstrous stuff here. But I'm going to be going off of Destiny's video, and I'm just going to give you the intro here, but this is really all you need. And I'm going to be giving you my analysis on this. But yes, Vaush advocating for violence against those that he disagrees with. I've actually been on a panel with this man before, and I'll get into that a little later, but this really disproves a lot of what he's said lately. So without further ado, here we go.
They are evil. They're murderers, and I think it's okay to tell people that. If that makes them go out and buy guns and ammo and prepare for a day where they try to enact that genocide, then all better for it.
Jesus Christ.
Kill them. And then he pauses for a long time, was like, socially, politically.
Good Lord.
And they wants to, the Republican Party, the modern Republican Party wants to personally murder every minority that lives within the border of the country. And
did he really say that verbatim?
There might be clashes between state guard or police. Some police might try to.
Can we please?
There were like those Patriot Prayer dumb fucks rolling their, $60,000 trucks through like urban neighborhoods with a bunch of guys with guns in the pickup trucks. When that happens, I want people to be able to take shots at them from apartment windows.
Take shit. They weren't.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm gonna go back so you can hear that again.
State guard or police, some police might try to.
Can we please?
There were like those Patriot Prayer dumb fucks rolling their, $60,000 trucks through like urban neighborhoods with a bunch of guys with guns in the pickup trucks. When that happens, I want people to be able to take shots at them from apartment windows.
Take shit. They weren't. If you want to drive around with guns, you have the right to do that in the United States, even during protests. What do you mean you want people shooting at them for doing it?
Be treating Republicans as what they actually are. Evil and immediately threatening. 30% of Republicans believe that violence might be necessary to fix the direction the country is on. I'm sure there are far fewer liberals as a percentage who would believe that. If I am to be one of the left-leaning people who will openly advocate for that, then let me be that person.
I don't think there's enough evidence to prove to people.
Then you're a stooge.
Planning to kill people. We should be able to be
open. Dude, Vaush is ready to hang up. Oh my God.
So, folks, I mean, that was just the intro there. But no, I do not. Let me get through these comments. Has he been canceled yet? No. Should buy him some Aviator gin. Buy even. Vaush is your new Stalin. Yeah, folks. I mean, he is tanky Rush Limbaugh in every regard. He is everything that he espoused, that he pretended to hate. He is now all that and more. He's openly advocating for violence against people who think differently from him. I mean, he's calling Republicans evil, but the things that he is advocating for are unironically evil. So at this point, yeah, there was a YouTube video that actually I was featured in just for a few seconds called Vaush is Unironically Evil. And unfortunately, after hearing this, I have to sign off on that because what he is doing is what's called stochastic terrorism. And what that is somebody like, you see this all the time in the movies where some like cult leader like jazzes everybody up and then sends them out to go do what they actually wanted. A classic Charles Manson thing. It's stochastic terrorism. So, so I really do think what Vaush is trying to do is trying to wind up his lefty audience to go do something really, really, really bad. That's unfortunate, but I think that's where he's going with this. At this point, he's one of those accelerationists that's like, oh God, the world's just so awful and we need to bring the revolution now. And the thing that a lot of people forget is revolutions generally don't end with better conditions for the people involved. The American Revolution was an exception, not the rule. Usually revolutions just break all the nice things and then people live in worse conditions than they had previously. So especially like a socialist revolution, all of those end horribly for everybody involved. So Vaush, I almost wonder if he's starting to believe his own bullshit here, because originally when I first saw him a few years ago, it's like, oh, okay, this guy's like a lefty televangelist preacher. If you just donate your money to me, then I can give you absolution and penance from all of your compromises with capitalism that you've made. And it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful grift, really. And it was really something. But I think what happened was the Andrew Dice Clay. Now, what a lot of people don't know is Andrew Dice Clay, the comedian, that's not his real name. His name's like Andrew Weinstein or something like that. But let's see, y'all gonna stay up for the Meteor Shower? I mean, I might have a video playing while that goes and go out and check it out myself. Imagine Vaush fighting. I've often said, like, I'd love to do a charity boxing match for, like, all the proceeds get donated to charity, and like, yeah, I mean, anybody like that, I'd love to. Just so long as the proceeds get donated to charity, I think that's a worthwhile cause. That's why well, thank you for joining us, Heather. Nonetheless, despite your reasoning, got storms, can't see anything. There is some pretty interesting thunderstorms out in that direction, but like the way that he's progressed in this, when he went from televangelist preacher, but now I remember where I was going with this, from televangelist preacher to Andrew Dice Clay, because what happened was the Dice Man was just one particular character that Andrew, I believe his name is Weinstein, would perform on stage. It was just, hey, the Dice Man, hey, and he got better reactions with the Dice Man. And then over time, the Dice Man became the only person he did on stage. And then when you saw him on stage, he was Andrew Dice Clay, hey! And then this very strange thing happened. Then it became who he was off stage as well. And then when his friends would talk to him, it was now Andrew Dice Clay, hey! Fucking A right, the adventures of Ford Fairlane. But I think Vaush has kind of done a Andrew Dice Clay, where at first he was just putting on a gimmick for the money. Like, he was making good money. So yeah, you keep the gimmick up. And he had marks. If you donated money to Vaush at any point in your life, you are a fucking mark. That you got fucking worked, and Vaush worked you, and you are a mark. And you will always be a mark. I'm sorry. Like that is kind of a badge you have to wear if you've ever donated money to Vaush. You're one of his marks. But then I think something really happened. Something really weird happened where with Vaush, he just kept getting so much positive feedback loop from people that his weird bullshit character became who he is now. And now he's actually believing his own bullshit. And now he's like, oh, we got to do the socialist revolution now. It's like, oh, Jesus. Sounds Jungian. Persona becoming ego. Oh, that's definitely what happened with Vaush. His persona became his entire personality now. I mean, think about it. I mean, he's so invested in this public persona that, yeah, they're like, I don't know what Vaush's real name is, but to him, Vaush has to be far more real than whatever his birth name was to him. Let's see. ADC was funny. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Vaush is just evil. Yeah. Little boy blue, he needs the money. Yeah, what does that acronym mean? Sorry, I'm drawn. Oh, Andrew Dice Clay. Okay, now I remember. It's like, yeah, not to like. Sorry, chicken. That's not a very common acronym. Okay, it's like, oh, ADC. Obviously, you're talking about Andrew Dice Clay. Like, come on now. All I can think of now is Little Miss Muffet. But so then you just saw this guy is now openly advocating for like Patriot Prayer people and people open carrying in their trucks and people just open carrying to be shot. And when he says that like they're evil and a threat, that is a form of stochastic terrorism. That's the word of the night. Try and say that 3 times fast. Stochastic terrorism, stochastic terrorism, stochastic terrorism. Okay, there we go. So this is a very bad turn, folks. If you are a Vaush listener, do better. Be better. You can be better. Okay? Like, at least Hassan keeps his attempts at stochastic terrorism still like reading between the lines. They're still there, but you have to read between the lines at least a little more. But yeah, this is all I can think of now is Little Miss Muffet. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet to eat her curds and whey. Like I always like how you can find a TikTok video about. Did you know that Little Miss Muffet was about like an entire village burning to the ground and everybody dying? Like I always love when you find one of those TikToks. It's like, oh motherfucker. But so the final word on Vaush is I've actually been on a panel with him before. It was one where he was not doing well. He was calling every Republican a fascist, and so I kind of confronted him and I said, "What percentage of Republican voters do you define as fascist?" And he said, "Well, how many voted for Trump?" Ooh. And now you're seeing he considers every Republican that voted for Trump fascist. Now he's calling for violence against people that disagree with him politically. Do you see how this extremist rhetoric, how this extreme talk on the left is starting to manifest? And it's going to go somewhere really dangerous because, you know, usually they always talk about like right-wing violence and, you know, people will die when the right wing becomes radicalized. Well, when the left wing becomes radicalized, people die in the tens of millions. So it's something to really, really take a pause and realize that this is going down a very, very bad path. And like I said, if you're a Vaush listener, if you're a Vaush fan, do better. You are capable of doing better. But yeah, his intellect is not something that I've ever found all that impressive. He wasn't really able to stand up to the most basic questioning and the most basic scrutiny. Like me and Piscos were having, like, just intellectually kind of kicking him around. It wasn't all that hard. And then Destiny shows up, and it was just like, oh fuck, what the hell is going? Like, and I barely knew who the fuck any of these people were at this point. I'd seen a few videos of each of them, but I didn't know there was animosity between these two. But yeah, Destiny came to kick Vaush while he was down, and you know, now, well deserved. This guy's just a fucking ass bag. I mean, he's just advocating for violence against anybody that disagrees with it. Like, how much of a fucking child are you? Like, I'm sorry, Vaush. Like, you are a fucking child for the things that you said. You're unironically evil, and you really lack any measurable social maturity or emotional maturity, if that's the kind of thing that you advocate for just because people disagree with you politically. Like a Patriot Prayer guy. Patriot Prayer, like, I don't know why they get the hardest shit from the left. Like, we've even had an Antifa guy shoot a Patriot Prayer guy down for, as far as we can tell, no fucking reason other than the fact that he was a Patriot Prayer guy. Is he trying to become relevant before midterms? Unfortunately, like, if you're on the left and you're wanting to make a big display to try and save the midterms or to save any election, this is a poor election to do it, because the Dems are going to get walloped. Okay, it's not even going to be close. There's going to be goodness gracious, like it's one of those, like, I don't think that's the play. Roe v. Wade getting overturned, the Second Amendment being expanded, all of that is going to be nothing in the face of gas prices rising, gas, fuel, food, housing, fucking price of everything going up. I'm sorry, like the Democrats are going to get walloped this time around. And even Nancy Pelosi, their main fundraiser, she's got some personal problems now. Her husband was just arrested with a DUI. So yeah, that happened, folks. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Now,
itself out.
Back. Tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you. Raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard to survive.
Nice.
El Dorado. Colorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah. See.